This is the Asashio, a Tier 6 Premium Japanese destroyer. I got it in a Golden Week 2022 crate, and the ship has great concealment, has super powerful torpedoes with a reload booster. So what's not to like about the ship? Well, it can be kind of difficult to play and a little bit tricky. So with that, let's get into the setup of the ship and the commander, who is Razio Tanaka. His base trait is Hull Crusher, which will increase the torpedo damage. And then I have a double concealment inspiration here with Eric Bay Shifty, improves the destroyer concealment, and then Jersey Swirsky Hide and Seek, increases the ship concealment rating. And then for the skills, I have Subsurface Venture, reduces the torpedo launcher reload time and increases the torpedo speed, but it does increase the destroyer main battery reload time. And then for the second skill, I have Look at Me Now, increases the ship concealment rating to its maximum here. And the third skill is Perceptive, which increases the visibility of enemy torpedoes, reduces incoming damage to your destroyer, and it will show the direction of the closest enemy ship, and that is the big deal with this skill right here. The last skill is Smoke on the Water, increases the smoke screen deployment time and its dispersion time. And then for the legendary skill, I have it ranked up to 15.2, and I've selected Unstoppable, reduces the engine repair time, gains a reduced mobility with a disabled engine and or rudder, and the range to an enemy ship to activate this special effect is 4.5 kilometers. Upgrading to legendary rank 3 will increase the radius up to 6 kilometers. Alright, so let's take a look at the upgrades for the Asashio. The first upgrade is Aiming Systems Mod 1. Dispersion of the main battery is improved by 7%, and the torpedo launcher traverse speed is improved by 20%. The next upgrade is Steering Gears Mod 2. Rudder shift time is improved by 20%. The last upgrade is Concealment System Mod 1. Detectability range by sea is improved by 10%, and the incoming fire dispersion is improved by 5%. And then we have the loadouts. You have your normal ammunition, high explosive shells, armor-piercing shells, and torpedoes, which we will get into in a minute. As for consumables, you have the Damage Control Party. Duration is 5 seconds with a reload time of 38 seconds, and there is an unlimited number of those consumables. Then we have the Smoke Generator consumable. Duration is 20.8 seconds. Dispersion time is 92.6 seconds with a reload time of 228 seconds, and there are 2 of those consumables. And then we have the Engine Boost consumable. Maximum speed is temporarily increased by 8%. Duration is 120 seconds with a reload time of 171 seconds, and there are 2 of those consumables. And then here's a unique thing, the Torpedo Reload Booster, which will reduce the torpedo launcher reload time down to 8 seconds. The duration is 1 second. Reload time is 342 seconds, and you have 1 consumable here. As far as boosters, you can see I have some rare boosters going, but this could change depending on the battle situation. And the camouflage, I was lucky enough to get a Golden Week Premium Permanent Camouflage. Sea detectability range and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. And the stats, survivability hit points is 15,100, which seems kind of light. Armor is 13 to 20 millimeter, do not get hit. Artillery, there are 6 guns. They reach out to 10.4 kilometers. Reload time is 8.8 seconds. HE shells have a maximum damage of 1800 with a 7% chance of setting fire. Armor-piercing shells have a maximum damage of 2200. Torpedoes, you have 2 quadruple launchers. Reload time is rather slow at 88.9 seconds, but the maximum damage is awesome at 17,966. Torpedo detectability range by sea is 1.6 kilometers. The torpedo range itself is 10 kilometers, and that is awesome. The speed is somewhat respectable at 66 knots. And here are your AA defenses. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 36 knots. Turning circle radius is 640 meters. Rudder shift time is 2.9 seconds. Concealment is rated at 100. This is great. Detectability range by sea is 4.9 kilometers. Detectability range by air is 2.8 kilometers. And detectability while firing in the smoke is 2.5 kilometers. And here is the armor view. Like I said, you do not want to get hit. And then the overview. Hidden. Good concealment means the ship can get closer to enemies before being detected, and this is true unless your concealment is spoiled by a radar cruiser. Stealthy. Good torpedo concealment gives enemies less time to react to incoming threats. Well, let's hope that that plays out in a battle. Repeater. Can be equipped with a torpedo reload booster, and this will definitely come in handy during any battle. So then the Japanese destroyer Asashio was the ultimate ship of this type in Japan. Built after the launch of the Fubuki class ships, the absence of constraints on displacement allowed naval architects to find a good balance between speed, armament, and hull size. Due to a good overall layout, Asashio served as a prototype for the majority of subsequent Japanese destroyers. Entered service in 1937, and there were 10 ships in the series. Alright, so that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and check out some highlights.
Alright, we're in standard, we're in Trident, and as I said, the ship can be a little tricky to play, and I think when I first got the ship, I was probably being more aggressive than I should be, and I was having a tough time with it, but eventually you do get it sorted out, and I will say I was starting to get better performance once I did get the Golden Week camo, so maybe that made a difference for me, made me feel better about myself. Here, I'm looking at the teams, and all right, nothing really big. Three destroyers per side, and 2 cruisers on the red team, and 4 battleships. So it is a target-rich environment for myself versus the red team there. They do have 1 more battleship than we have, so as far as hardware goes, on the surface, it would seem, pun intended there, it would seem that they have an advantage because they have more battleships, but that is just more targets for me to get an opportunity on there. And so here I'm going towards C. I am kind of sizing up the Colorado there, and I'm looking to see if I can get a couple ships over to have the same target intercept point with the torpedoes, and maybe just lob some torpedoes in that general direction. And here it looks like the Colorado is steady on. The indicator is not really moving around, but now he is out of range. So even though it was steady, he was moving away. And there's the Bayern, and there you can see that between the 2 indicators, they were both basically on the same trajectory for the most part between the Bayern and the Colorado there. So that is a good opportunity to take a shot with 1 rack of torpedoes there. And we are starting to capture C, and I am turning away so that I don't close in too far. And here this is still steady on. It kind of looks like the Bayern is coming to a stop. 22 seconds before we capture this flag here, this base. And yeah, it does look like the Bayern is pretty much at a stop. And these torpedoes do have a great range, and this will come in handy. I did see some comments online about the fact that these torpedoes, even at the narrow spread, They do spread out quite a bit, and there you see we get 2 hits on the Banger, and that is awesome. It looks like I'm going to get 2 more hits on the Colorado. That is completely unexpected, but there right off the bat we get 4 torpedo hits, 53,000 damage and climbing because of the floods. And maybe we will get lucky on that next rack of torpedoes, but that is something where the first salvo, every single torpedo got a hit there, and it was because of the great range of the torpedoes. It looks like we are going to finish off the Banger in here with these torpedoes and that great range. This is unbelievable. So this destroyer, the Asashio, is a great torpedo boat as far as I'm concerned anyway. The reload time of the main guns does kind of take a bit of a hit, and I think you're going to see that here against this Biscuit, and that is because of subsurface venture. If you recall, you do get a benefit to the torpedoes, but it is at the cost of a slower reload time with the main guns. And I'm having a tough time with the torpedo, with the main gun, not torpedo, but the main gun traverse speed on the main guns. But here I'm doing my standard torpedo pattern attack against destroyers, which is a narrow spread and a wide spread, and I take that guy out with no problem. We're up to 78,000 damage already, and I'm just maneuvering here to let these torpedoes run by me, and then I'm hitting full stop so that they can get past me as quick as possible. There's no need for me to be going at a high speed and lengthen the time that the torpedoes could interact with me. So that's why I hit the brakes there and just let the torpedoes slide on by it. Kind of like, in Top Gun when Maverick hit the brakes in his F-14 and let the MiGs fly right by him. Kind of the same idea there. And here you can see with Perceptive, this is a great help because it really tells me that the closest red team ship to me appears to be this Ishmael. And so I don't really, at that point, have to worry so much about any destroyers that might be coming to sneak up on me. I would see the Perceptive arc point toward wherever this destroyer would be if there was one near me. But I am closing up on these 2 battleships, and this looks like some more great opportunities to get some more torpedo hits there. And you can see that even though that one, the Ishmael, is moving away, it looked like I was definitely within range. And here, this Colorado looks like he is going a little bit because of the indicator, the intercept indicator on the torpedoes. But I'm going to close in to take advantage of the 4.9 kilometer concealment because neither of these ships have hydro, I don't think. I don't think they have sonar. They certainly don't have radar. So I'm just going to close in here and see if I can get closer to the 4.9 kilometer before I let these torpedoes go. And hopefully that will be good enough. Those torpedoes look like they are going to get that Colorado though, so I don't think that Colorado is going to be around, but I did take a shot at both of these battleships here, so we'll see if I can get lucky on this Ishmael with these 8 torpedoes in the water here. And he evaded the first set of torpedoes, and it looks like, yeah, the second set completely missed as well. So good maneuvering on the Ishmael's part, and he is at 4.9 kilometers. So I am spotted right now at 4.8 kilometers, 4.7 kilometers, but he is targeting my friendly team battleship right there. So I do not have to worry about him hitting me with his main guns. I'm not really sure what the secondary gun range on the Ishmael is, but it doesn't seem to be firing any secondaries at me at this point. So let's see if we can take him out with the main guns, and he is gone, but we do not get the destruction. And we're still up to 78,000 damage, so we haven't really done too much here after the initial salvo against those 2 battleships with the 7 torpedo hits. So we are going to come over here and look to capture A. You can see we are handily ahead in this match. 679 to 198. So in some ways, to go out here and try to engage the enemy is risking a little bit because you don't really want to get destroyed when you're easily going to win this match. But on the other hand, we are so far ahead that we could afford to have a ship or two get destroyed at this point and still win the match. I mean, it's preferable not to get any ships on your team destroyed, but if it happens, you can take a little bit of a risk and still win the match. All right, so the Arizona is definitely within range right here, so I'm going to swing around and see if I could surprise the Arizona with a torpedo salvo here. And there is no need to take a second torpedo shot. These torpedoes are powerful enough that with the amount of health remaining there on the Arizona, if he gets hit, he is gone. And it looks like we might get some hits here. This is some good luck here with these torpedoes, and the concealment of the torpedoes was fairly good at 1.6 kilometers, so it may be that Arizona was not even aware of these torpedoes until it was too late, and it looks like we're definitely going to wipe him out right there with 2 torpedo hits, a flooding, and a third destroyed ship. We are up to 93,000 damage. This is an awesome score.
Smoke generator started.
And here I did hit the last smoke, and I'm just going to start firing on the Helena right here, and we do get a 4th destruction and the battle is ended. That is awesome. That was a surprise destruction right there on that shot with the HE shells. I really didn't expect that, but it was a big time victory. Look at the amount of credits there. 598,000 credits, basically 600,000 credits, 94,000 battle performance damage, 7 target hits with the main guns, 9 torpedo hits. That is pretty good. 4 destroyed ships, 3 detected, 6 floodings. So these torpedoes definitely have a potential to cause floodings. You can see from the XP there, I was running the epic boosters across the board in this match. We did get a devastating strike medal. So let's see how we did on the team result. All right, look at that. First place overall, 2,600 XP basically, 4 destroyed ships. That is an awesome match in the Asashio. That is a great match. Maybe I'm learning how to play the ship. All right, well, look at this on the economy tab. By the time it was all said and done, over 500,000 credits. That is unbelievable. I can't really recall a match where I've gained that many credits when it was all said and done like this. So that is unbelievable. All right, well, that's it for the Asashio. I really do like the Japanese destroyers in general, and I was really looking forward to get this ship. I'm not really sure why I struggled at first, but obviously things seem to clear themselves up as soon as I got this Golden Week camo. Maybe that was it. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.